Hi there, Mike Perez with Mastering the Young Band, MikePerezBand.com. I want to talk today about flute fingerings. If you are not a flute or a flautist, you might get a little bit puzzled by the thumb fingerings and the different fingerings there are for flutes. Hopefully this video will help simplify it for you. I am a percussionist by trade, and it took me years and years and years to figure out the flute fingerings, and it's really not that hard. So this video will hopefully simplify it for you. I do recommend, if you are a non-flute player, having a flute with you so you can play some of these notes with me. So here we go. First of all, there are two thumbs for the flute. There's top thumb and bottom thumb. That's what I call them, and that's what I have my students call them. There is a technical term for this. This is called double thumb because it moves two keys, and this is called single thumb because it just moves one key. Again, I call them top and bottom thumb. Now, one thing that confuses us as band teachers or young band teachers is our band books teach all bottom thumb fingerings. So when your students learn their first 5 notes, for instance, for the note F, it's bottom thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, E flat, pinky. The note B flat is the most confusing. We're going to talk about the 3 B flats in a moment, but the note B flat then is thumb, 1, 4, E flat, pinky. Here's what the method book B flat sounds like. So again, it's bottom thumb, 1, 4, E flat, pinky. Now, that is obviously a correct B flat. There's nothing wrong with that B flat. What I do though, and what I was encouraged to do by one of my flute teachers in the area, is to teach all top thumb fingerings. So my beginners, even though their method book says to use bottom thumb, we do all top thumb on every note except for a couple of exceptions. So when we play the note F, it's top thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, E flat, pinky. If I shift to bottom thumb, it's the same note, top thumb. And E flat's the same. You can do top thumb for E flat, D, C. Now, B flat is where things change a little bit. So in our method books, it teaches us that B flat is thumb, 1, 4, E flat, pinky. Go ahead and play that method book B flat as we'll call it. It's technically bottom thumb B flat. That's the B flat that the method book teaches you. Now, in actuality, that B flat is really only used for arpeggios in certain situations. So I don't know why they teach that to beginners. I think it's not the best B flat for them to use. It's an exception. It's an alternate B flat. The B flat they should be using primarily is top thumb B flat. So here's top thumb B flat. It's top thumb, 1, E flat, pinky. So there's no 4 key on this E flat. So when they play their B flat, top thumb B flat, here's method book B flat, the bottom thumb. Again, that's mainly used in arpeggio situations or in some different keys. You need to use that B flat, especially sharp keys, okay? But top thumb B flat is just top thumb, 1, E flat, pinky. Now, there is a third B flat that you need to be aware of, and that is the lever key B flat. So when your students are using their chromatics, they need to use, first of all chromatics on flute need to be bottom thumb. That's what I train my students. We learn all top thumb fingerings. Then when we start chromatics for the first time, we talk about now you need to use your bottom thumb. Okay? So bottom thumb, when you're playing B flat, you need to use what's called the lever key. The lever key, so if you go to your regular 4 key, it's that little key next to that 4 key, okay? So how they play their lever key B flat is they go bottom thumb, 1, lever key, E flat, pinky. So again, there's that lever key. And when they play it, notice I'm using the side of my thumb, especially when you have beginners with small fingers. They need to get used to just kind of leaning over to the side of the thumb will activate that key, and you can see it pushes that down right there. So again, for chromatics, they need to use their lever key B flat. Bottom thumb, lever key B flat. Now, again, so here's our 3 B flats, just to review. The primary B flat when you do top thumb, which is what I recommend you do, teach your flutes top thumb, is top thumb 1, E flat, pinky. chromatic B flat, they need to use bottom thumb, 1, lever key, E flat pinky. When they're doing arpeggios or they're doing keys with sharps or even the key of C and they're using a lot of bottom thumb, then they do need to know this B flat, which is the method book B flat, bottom thumb, 1, 4, E flat pinky. Now, the other note you need to know of is the note B natural. The only way to play the note B natural is with the bottom thumb. The note B natural is bottom thumb, 1, E flat pinky. So when they're doing their chromatics from their bottom thumb, so here's that lever key B flat, here's B natural, here's C, back to B natural, bottom thumb, and then lever key B flat. Those are the only exception fingerings for the young band that you really need to be on the lookout for. So if you teach your beginner flutes, top thumb, they're going to use it for everything except for chromatics. They go to bottom thumb. And then anytime they play B natural, they have to shift to bottom thumb. What I do with my beginners is in my score, anytime I see a B natural, I either circle it or I highlight it, and then I write BT above it. And then as a section, I'll go, okay, flutes, where are you going to switch to your bottom thumb? Where's going to be a good spot for that? We usually try to find rests or, a good spot where they can switch from top to bottom thumb. As you know, most band music is written in the keys of F, B flat, E flat, and sometimes A flat, especially with the young band. So they hardly ever need to use their bottom key, or their bottom thumb, I should say. So they're going to be using their top thumb on most of their band music, and you just have to look out for those B naturals. The second thing you need to look out for are chromatics. When you see chromatic passages, you just tell your flutes, hey, flutes, that's a chromatic passage. What thumb should we use? Bottom thumb. And then they write it in BT, and they know to use their bottom thumb. I hope that helps. Those are the main things you need to know about flute fingerings. First of all, highly recommend start them on top thumb. Teach them this B flat first. Second thing, when you're using chromatics, you use the bottom thumb, and then they use the lever key B flat. So again, that's bottom thumb, 1, lever key, E flat pinky. When they're doing arpeggios, or if they're playing in the keys of like C, G, or D, then they're going to use bottom thumb, and you need to watch out for those B naturals. Anytime they have a B natural, it has to be bottom thumb. But those are the only exceptions. I hope that helps you. Again, I'm a percussionist. This took me forever to figure out, but it's really pretty simple. It's just a few notes, B natural, and then B flats, the 3 B flats. Once you learn those, you're going to be cruising. So again, try this. I really recommend you start off your beginners using top thumb, but if you haven't, especially if you have some pretty sharp kids, you could start making that transition to the top thumb fingerings for your flute players. Again, MikePerezBand.com is my website. You'll find my essential foundations, warm-ups there, as well as some other resources for the young band. Thank you.